Thank you.
Hey Ashley,
Yeah.
are you ready to get started?
Oh, I didn't hear any music. But
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
I was
music
really
on.
looking forward to the jig into the money, but that's okay. We can start. It says stream paused.
That's only for you. You see yeah.
Oh, does that mean
Yeah.
I'm special or does that mean I'm not special?
You're
Can I
not.
unpause it? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. All right, let's switch. All right. Good morning.
Oh, well, good morning to you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, belated birthday
Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah,
Yesterday.
yeah, I became a little more seasoned. So the big 6'5". Wow, no, maybe a few more years to retirement now. Who knows? But yeah, good birthday, enjoyable.
You're starting your Q1 again.
My
No?
Q1,
No?
Q1. What's that?
Like when companies
Oh,
report earnings,
yeah, get it.
you
Q1.
finish the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah,
Mm,
now I'm going into the new. Yeah, got it.
yeah.
That's quite appropriate. Yeah, but beautiful day yesterday, right?
Oh
Nice,
yeah,
beautiful
today.
sunshine. Yeah.
What house today?
No, I don't know. It's gonna rain, I think.
Is it? No, I hope not.
Yeah. So, but another eventful week. Just
Yeah, another crazy week.
yeah.
I'm getting excited. I think I was more not afraid, but yeah, kind of afraid to get in the market the last weeks because of the volatility and all the uncertainty. But now
Yeah.
I think everything it's been low for quite some time already. So it's like maybe this could be the bottom, or maybe we start seeing some more clear opportunities. I don't know, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen the next weeks.
Yeah. I don't know if fear is the right word. I mean, caution could be the better word, right? Cautious, right? Which is actually a good thing.
Hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. You know, if it's me, it's like there's certain things I'm waiting for,
Hmm.
and look, I want to give this image to everybody, right? We go to the beach, or we go to a lake, or we go somewhere to a pristine, beautiful lake, right? And if you pick up a pebble and you throw a pebble in it, what happens?
What's a pebble?
A pebble, a stone. What
Stone.
happens? What
Uh,
happens if you throw it in the water?
uh, it goes bloop.
Okay, and what does it cause? After the bloop, what does it cause?
It falls.
Yeah, it causes ripples, right? So it has a
Oh,
ripple effect,
okay. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Has these rings and ripple effect and everything like
Mm,
that, right?
yeah.
Okay, so imagine this. Imagine a lake,
Mm-hmm.
and Donald Trump picks up a fucking massive rock and throws that into the lake. What do we got?
Tsunami.
Yeah. That's the world right now. That's what's happened. That's what Trump has done. He has caused this ripple effect throughout the global, well, throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a shift happening
Mm-hmm.
on how things are done. The
Mm-hmm.
financial is the shift, and he's causing the shift. So the reason I say that is because every time we sit down here, we're talking about macro,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's all now like a few weeks ago, Donald Trump took tariffs away, and the market went up, right? You took that idea, 90-day
Yeah,
pause,
90-day
all that.
pause. Yeah,
Yeah. And
huge
why did he
huge
do that?
movement
Why?
on the S&P, like the second
Yeah,
biggest.
yeah. And then, as you pointed out, there's a video with him bragging how much money people
Yeah,
made during.
all this
Oh, I
guy.
did that. I
Yeah.
did. Are you kidding me? Is that not market manipulation? Is that not insider trading? What is that? Come on, right? Anyway, that's beside the point. But the point is this: is that and this is a question from somebody. Sam asked me a question. And he said, I want to ask a question. Is you talk about fundamentals, you talk about this, but really, what is the heavy macro? You talk about treasuries, you talk about bonds, you talk about yield curve, everything like that. We talk about inflation, we talk about tariffs. What is, in your mind, the big thing?
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, in how I'm thinking right now, the big macro mover is Donald Trump. That's it. Trumponomics.
Yeah.
Because what he says and what he does and how he goes back, we're
What
reacting.
what
And
he
it's not,
tweets.
yeah, it's not, it's the market reacting.
Mm-hmm.
It's how they react. So what's the new thing now he's doing, right? And I'm not talking about the small stuff. I'm talking about the big stuff, right? And he took away the tariffs. He's still pissed off with China. China's coming back. There's shit going on. This is not new, guys. This happened in 2016. This has happened. An actual fact. I'm going to try and dig up an article from FXCM, and I'll explain why in a minute, right? That leads to the big question. No, the big thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lead up very well to this. Sorry, my apologies. So what's on the ticket on now? What's going on right now with Donald Trump? Right, he's picked a fight
Mm-hmm.
with the Fed,
Against, yeah.
and specifically Jerome
Jay
Powell.
Powell, yeah.
He calls him Jay Powell.
Yeah.
So why does he call him Jay? Because he wants to annoy you, right? He wants to bug you, right? Why did he call our Canadian Prime Minister at the time, Justin Trudeau, governor, right? Lack of respect, right? And now Justin Trudeau is no longer the Prime Minister of Canada. Well, when the new Prime Minister of Canada came, which is Mark Carney, not once did Mark Carney call him a derogatory name? He didn't call him governor. He called him the Prime Minister of Canada. So when Donald Trump doesn't like you, when Donald Trump is pissed off with you, he will dig at you and he will be personal about it and he will just piss you off. So what does he want now? He wants the interest rates down. He wants them low. He's been saying it. He's been saying it from day one.
Yep.
But we have to understand, and why does he want it? He wants it because he wants to pay less on debt. I get it. I get why he wants it. But the environment doesn't warrant it right now. The monetary policy have a job to do, and they can't just lower rates just like that. It won't work. We're going to get a stagflation in the U.S. That's probably coming anyway, right? So he's pissed off. Now, the irony is he picked the guy. He's the one that picked the guy from the beginning, right? So it's his guy, and he's always mad at him. Too slow. He's always too slow. I admit he is a bit slow. But do you want someone to really make sure things are the right way before he does something? I prefer too slow than too quick. Just my opinion.
You think Jerome Powell is gonna cut the rates, like at some time maybe this year, like he's gonna cut the rates like Donald Trump wants?
Maybe.
Maybe because
maybe.
And why not? Why not right now?
Because the economy, the inflation, the employment, it doesn't warrant cuts. Doesn't warrant to cut the interest rates. There is still a fear of inflation. We just had numbers that are coming down. Inflationary numbers just came down. But the first month, you don't just act on that bit of news. You wait. You wait to see a pattern. Right? You don't sell on one low. You want a series. Oh yeah, it's good. It's trending that way. Right? So it's the same. And they're very open. They say, yeah, we need more data. We need to see what's going on. We need to watch the data, right? A few months ago, we were talking about inflation's kind of gone out of the conversation. They're talking about employment, right? And we need to look at the employment numbers. People are unemployment. Are they working? Are they not working? Right? And yeah, in my mind, Trump, this is his style. When things are not going well, which they're not, because he said when these tariffs, the economy is going to go with this, the prices are coming down. He was live yesterday and said, oh, gas is $1.98 in Florida. All these people were saying, "What? Where? 198? What are you talking about?" All this fact checking, and it's like he just randomly throws out numbers out there to make himself look good. And one of the things I believe he's picking on Powell is things are not going well, so he's blaming him. He said it's because you haven't reduced interest rates. I told you needed to reduce interest rates. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're talking. So now the deflection is over to Powell now. Right? It's like a tennis game. So, oh, Jay, what are you going to say? Right? Trump said this about you. What are you going to say? Everyone's eagerly looking at this soap opera and going, well, how's he going to respond? What's he going to say? Jay Powell's too smart for that. He's not going to get into a pissing contest with the President of the United States. Right? So the big question. Because Trump said, can't get him out of there quick enough.
Yeah.
He should be gone. If I want him out of there, I'll get rid of him. Hold on a second. You just said you can't get out of there quick enough. If I want him gone, he'll be gone. That's contradictory. The reason is he can't get rid of him.
Right, yeah.
Right? Now, so here's the question. Can he? Will he? Because does Trump abide by the rules? Here's one set of rules. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. No. I get excited about this, as you can tell.
I think he always like tries to find a way how to break the rules. Like he said, there was like some way that he can be reelected for the next term. Like saying that there's a way, but it's like playing with the current rules. So I think it's the same for Jerome Powell. Like he's saying like, yeah, there's a way. We'll figure out how to break the rules, how to find the way. I think something like that.
Yeah. And maybe he just does it and they go to Supreme Court and figure it out, but then it's done, right? It's been done. So he's likely to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it becomes, a situation where now the pressure's on Jerome Powell, right? He's got some pressure.
Yeah.
But if you listen to other economists and stuff like that, they're agreeing with Powell. They're like, Trump, yeah, we want the interest rates down, but this is not the time to reduce interest rates.
Mm.
There's some stuff we need to figure out, and we need to slow down. We need to be careful here. The numbers came out a little decent. It's not bad enough yet. We need to wait and see. The economy was still trucking along, and I use logic a lot in my trading, right? So, conversation I have with my neighbor, we're talking about, well, they're talking about the tariffs. Why is the economy still ticking over in the States? I said, well, think it logically. If you're threatened with tariffs and you're a business person, right, are you going to not buy a shitload of inventory? You get what you can, because and not only that, raise your prices, be smart about it, be a smart business person, and protect yourself, right? Now, the regular broker that's working, most of them are oblivious to all this stuff. The majority of regular people do not follow this stuff. And they're just going about there, they're taking their paycheck and they're getting their paycheck. And
What do you
until they
mean?
get
They don't.
fired,
They don't follow the stuff.
I don't think they follow the economic, political game that's being played. They don't understand it. My wife's, I don't understand that shit. I don't listen to that shit. Our friends, our circle of friends, and, you know, well, Ted, a friend of mine, he said, "Oh, what's happening in the trading world, Dan?" Right? We talk, and he says, "Ah, bunch of fucking baloney," and he walks away. His dog, right? And he doesn't get it, right? They don't get it. They don't understand it, And it's like, you know, we've talked a lot about what's supposed to happen, right? When stocks drop like this,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, bonds and treasuries are supposed to go up. They're not. They're falling too. It's going against the grain. We're not getting the reaction of what we're supposed to. Great British Pound, Great UK have had bad economic data, yet the Great British Pound is strong against the US dollar, but not strong against the JP, the yen. And the US dollar is weak right now. It's terribly weak, but he wants it weaker. And there's a lot of reasons why. I was talking about this article I read. That's really good. And the overall plan of what this person thinks that Trump is trying to do. And it was freaking brilliant. And I will find this link, and it's a video, and I'll send it to Isaac. Isaac's going to put it. We're going to put it there, right? We're going to put it there for you guys to listen to. I think I think it'll be really good. See, that stuff interests me, and what is the long game, and why, and it has a lot to do with the past of how they did things in the past and how they want to do things in the future, right? But the way the Americans go about things is disruptive,
Mm-hmm.
right? However, if you want to create something new, you have to break something, right? You
What is?
understand that?
Well, sounds very profound.
Well, think about it, right? If you weren't here when they tore down the wall and separated East Germany from West Germany. They wanted something. They wanted a whole Germany, so they had to tear down the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to knock something down before they could rebuild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this side has been under a communism rule, right? And be very poor, doesn't have a lot of stuff, right? Blah, blah, blah. And now this side has been very rich in the economy and everything like that. How are they going to integrate,
Mm-hmm.
right? Hey, it's a slow process, right? You have to build it. You have to build it up, right? It doesn't happen overnight. because the environment for this people over here is totally different from the environment for these people over here.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So you have to knock it down to its base and then build it back up again slowly. Now there is no now I haven't been to Germany, so I'm not going to say that, but I know people that are German, and I know people that have been there and everything like that. And there is some architectural differences
Mm-hmm.
that you don't see that divide anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there. God, how many years, right, before that wall has come down? And it's taken this time to integrate, right? So it's interesting. So we have to have the same thing. If we're
Mm-hmm.
looking for something different, this system, this global financial system, built in the 1800s, 19, early 1900s, we're in the 21st century. Things have to change.
Mm-hmm.
So what used to take, days and weeks to fulfill, takes hours to fulfill. So it's
Mm.
completely different environment, right?
Yeah.
So what does he want? He wants something. He wants something better. I don't know what he wants truly, but he wants some kind of change. And now people, allies, are turning against him, and they're
Mm-hmm.
going their own way. So this is a new order of like, oh, let's look after ourselves, which I think is really important when you think about that. When a country starts to say, hey, let's look after the domestic side of things, and this is the thing we want Canada to do, and then we can worry about the global stuff. If
Mm-hmm.
you're healthy here, you
Mm-hmm.
can venture out, right? So I think we're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing a lot. Like here, I read yesterday that China just bought 90% of Canada's oil available. So they're not selling it to the U.S. They sold it to China. Good for Canada, right?
Yeah, I
You
guess.
know,
Yeah.
So I mean, there are things going on that will leave America isolated.
Yeah.
And
You think in the long term, like all this Trump's uh like his game plan will be beneficial for the states in the long term, like after he finished his term, for example, or what do you think? Do you think?
my
Oh wait,
personal,
another one more question. Do you
yeah.
think the states will continue and the dollar will continue being the strongest, the world's currency?
Wow, that's a lot there.
Because
That's a lot. That's a lot. But
you're
yeah,
saying
let's
it's
talk
that
about.
the whole world is changing, like the basically this can lead to a complete change on the world's order. And I'm just thinking out loud that this when you said this, it just came to my mind crypto, because the dollar is the world's currency, no? So what else can we do to change it? What what effect can happen? And the only thing I can think of is crypto taking over, but I'm not sure. What are your thoughts?
Wow. Okay, there's a lot there. So let's talk about that. I do not see crypto taking over as the finality currency.
Hmm.
It can't work. I don't think it will work. Do I see digital money in digital form? Yes, right there. I think there's going to be, rather than physical money. We have credit cards, right? So I see something like that in the terms of, okay, do you need digital money when it's just a representation, on the digital platform, so to speak? Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Right? So we're kind of going that road too. Now, I do believe that he is, right now, I do believe that the American US dollar will still be the dominant currency. And this will be very clearly articulated in the video I want to send you guys. It's very difficult for me to articulate it.
Hmm.
because I watched it twice, and I really don't have the ability to articulate what I was seeing. So I will reserve comment until I post that video, and then we can watch it a couple of times. I say it's something we can discuss next week, right? Now, the other one, what was the other question you asked me? There was a load of questions.
If at the end of Trump's term, you think all his plans or his
Well,
strategies will be actually beneficial for the states?
okay, so I'm going to go out and I'm going to say this. It's going to piss off a lot of people, I believe. I believe what Trump is trying to do is good.
In the long term?
He's, yes,
Yeah,
100%. However, the challenge is what people are having.
surviving the short term.
No,
So
no, no, it's not that.
what is it?
The big challenge we have is how he's doing it,
Hmm.
right? He is such a narcissist. And, like, here's an example. Let's say you're Trump and I'm Jay Powell, right? And I've been running the Fed for the last whatever many years it is. And we have a monetary policy, and we've been doing it, and we've been following it, and we've been controlling and trying to reduce everything and do what we got to do. And we've been doing it, right? And we have this plan. Now you come along and you have this world plan of what you want to do. Bring manufacturing. There's a lot of things you want to do because you want to make America great again. I get that, and you want them to be manufacturing. You want to have jobs. Blah blah blah. I get it. And in your plan, which no one has seen, by the way, because you haven't shown it to us, Mr.
I know.
Trumpy, right? You want interest rates low. Now, to get interest rates low, you need the Fed to do that. So, is it better for you to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Jay slash Ashley, hey, how you doing, buddy? How's it going? How's your golf game? Blah 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 blah. How they, listen, I got this plan. We got to set up a meeting. I'm gonna go over it with you, and we need to look at it and how we can get the central bank involved and all this kind of stuff. Now you have to understand something. The world order of finance and how the world works in macro with finance is central banks are an independent from the government, right? They have to be,
Yeah.
right? So if that changes, what do investors do? Now investors have to rely on the whim of the president that he makes the decision, even though he's a businessman. It doesn't matter. You can't have that. You have to have that kind of complexity that's in there to make it more stable. Sounds stupid, I know, but you need that. You need it, right? So that's something, right? So wouldn't it be better to have made that phone call and said, we really need you to think about doing this, instead of having an attack on Wards in public,
Mm-hmm.
an attack to himself,
Yeah.
personally? And what do investors think? What the hell is this shit? We don't want to get involved in that. Now, instead of turning around and slapping all these tariffs on China and saying they're arseholes, they're this, they're that, slapping everything on Mexico and Canada, they're arseholes, they're all there. Pick up the phone. Doot, 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 doot. Hey, Justin. Hey, whatever the Mexican president's name is, Maria, whatever, I don't know. How you doing?
Claudia.
How's your golf game? We should come to Mar-a-Lago, blah, 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 blah. Listen, we need to talk about this, right? But he didn't do that. Why didn't he do it? Would you like me to tell you why?
Yeah. I would like to know. Yeah.
Okay. He did it to do one thing, create chaos.
Create chaos to
He
create
needs
fear.
chaos. Yeah, he needs it. He needs it for people to look to say, what's going on? What's he doing? Oh my God. He needs to tank the dollar, right? He needs to do that. But I think a conversation with Jerome Powell should have been a little first, not publicly saying it. This is the problem because one thing with President Trump, he's a narcissist, but he's very confident.
Could you
Right? He's
imagine?
very confident.
Could you imagine that he, in fact, already talked to Jerome Powell? No, I think you don't think
No,
that's that.
I don't think
Uh,
so. I don't think so at all. Because the reason why is that Jerome Powell has no reason to talk to the president, right? So I don't maybe he reached out and Jerome Powell said no, I can't talk to you. It's not right I talk to you,
Hmm.
right? He has openly said Jerome Powell has said, look, I don't talk to the president directly. That's not the function
Mm-hmm.
of the central bank. That's not the function of how the system works.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very clear on that, and they're very, you know, I told you about the article about can they get rid of the president, right?
Can they
There's an
get rid
article
of
out there.
who?
Not the president.
The
The chair, Fed chair.
yeah.
Can they get rid of him? Can they fire him? Right? We're going to send that article too. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
list that article too. Right? So it's by FXCM, right? And they laid it all out there. It's really good. It's really good. The bottom line is he can't really get rid of him,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Donald Trump, right? So yeah, we talked about that. So the thing is I like what he's trying to do. I see what he's trying to do. And if you watch this video I'm going to send you about the ultimate goal that they think it is, it's going to be good. It's going to be good globally. It's going to be good for everybody, right? Why does he want Greenland? Why is this? Why? However, long term, maybe dominant power, right? Who knows? But he's going to be around. Donald Trump, in one of his things of, you know, when he was going around in his campaign, he basically said, vote for me, you never have to vote again. So he wants to be there. So can you imagine a guy being a dictator? He wants to be the American version of Putin. That's what he wants, I think.
You know,
Flat out.
there was a, I don't know if I show it to you. There was a video, like fun video, or like a parody that someone was explaining to the Congress, or like, I don't know, like important people from the states, and the person was explaining the difference between dictatorship. How do you say?
Dictatorship?
Yeah, dictatorship, and the what's the other type of government? The democracy. Yeah. So, and the person was explaining how the dictatorship works, and he was really explaining how the actual U.S. government works. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. It was very funny. I cannot explain it right now, but I'll try to find it and send it as well. But
yeah.
it's like there's not much difference right now with the dictatorship than the current
No.
government. Yeah.
Well, especially when you have a lot of people in the House and, you have a Congress, you have more people. So you expect your people to vote on something your way. But what we're seeing is that a lot of his people are not agreeing with him. So there's a lot of internal stuff going on there. And I just think now I wanted to do part two of the question you asked me because you asked me the question part one, do I think it's good at what he's doing, what he's trying to achieve? Yes. Do I think it will be successful? No, it won't.
No.
Because the system you have in the States right now, they won't allow it. And we have to, it's all about what happens domestically in the US because their system, 4 years, do you know actually how many, really and truly, it's 18 months. A president that gets elected, 18 months. Because after 18 months, it starts all the primaries and elections again. So it's like, what can they achieve? What can they do? Right? Because what happens is, after, let's say 2 years, like, think about elections now. Now they're going to start trying to get support, trying to get this and trying to get
Yeah.
that. And, it's like, are you kidding me? I mean, take a page out of Canada, for Christ's sake. We're having an election. Vote, yeah, it's for April, whatever, the 28th. 3 weeks. One and done. UK, same thing. We're having an election. 2 weeks. One and done. US, 10 years. No, just kidding. But you know what I mean, right? It
Yeah.
takes so long. And it's like, this is ridiculous. So what can you get achieved?
but I think it is. I know, but I think Trump is really working really hard, and I don't want to say I'm supporting his ideas or whatever, but um, he's working every day. Like I think he's the most hardworking president so far. I don't know much about the others, but Trump is like he's working every day, and every day there's at least and news related to Trump. Something new he said, something new he did, some new agreement he signed. I think he's
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of concept that you're thinking of here, and I would put this out to the people. I'll put this out to you, right? We elect a government to do what? What do we elect them to do?
the president.
Yeah, the government,
Yeah.
whatever it is, the government, president,
Well,
whatever. Remember, the
to
president is the head of the government, right?
yeah,
He's the
yeah.
president-elect. He's the representation. He's the face of it. He doesn't really run it, right? He
Mm-hmm.
has people that run it, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have all these different people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the governmental link, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is why sometimes he says something and then White House says something different, right? You come with that. But the fact of the matter is, why do people elect government?
To I don't know, take the best decisions for to run the country. I guess no.
Well, to run the country, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about that when you go to the bank, your money's not going to be there. You know it's going to be there. Well, you're not going to worry that when you have an accident, you're going to get someone to look after you medically, right? And you're not going to have to worry about food just going in stores. The government worries about that. It's
Mm-hmm.
not your thing to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to go around your life, go about your life, and just enjoy your life. And the government's over there, and the government's doing their shit, and that's okay. You don't care,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, if everything is going along smoothly and doing really well, and you don't hear anything, you're happy, are you not?
Mm. I guess yeah, makes sense.
But if you're going through this and you're hearing all this shit and all this stuff that's going on, you get a little fearful. What the hell's going on? Oh my God, I'm scared. I'm so sorry. You know. So there, in my opinion, is the thing. I would rather have, in my opinion, a leader that leads quietly, does his thing with his people,
Mm-hmm.
runs the country, and I don't have to think twice about it. We had a guy like that here, Jean Chrétien. Jean Chrétien was great. You didn't hear much about him. You didn't hear much. But the country ran, and it was healthy. It was good. Employment was great. Everything was great. He just ran the country how he's supposed to. And I prefer that more than anything, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. And this is why now, for a trading point of view,
Mm-hmm.
I love Trump as a trader,
Mm-hmm.
right? He throws the rocks in the lake and makes ripples.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody throws a rock in the lake, there's no ripples, which means there's no change, which means there's no fear, which means there's no excitement, there's no,
Yeah.
there's none of that. It's just, oh well, everything's ticking along nicely.
Yeah.
We want that. We want that disruption. We want that, challenge because markets move accordingly. And markets cannot just move up. It's impossible. What goes up must come down. That is a real statement of truth, right? You cannot build anything unless you knock it down because it builds from the bottom. Where is the bottom? Isaac's desperately looking for the bottom of NVIDIA. We don't know where the bottom is. I've picked the bottom. It's a lot lower than it is now,
Yeah.
right? And why did I go there, right? It's based on my not intuition, but my insights, my experience over the
Common sense.
last.
Common sense.
Well, logic. I
Yeah.
don't want to say common
Or
sense
logic.
because
Yeah.
you use some logic behind it, right? And the logic is okay. We want. How much money is people going to make if they buy now? They're going to do okay, but how much money are they going to make if it goes even lower? That's the question you have to ask yourself. In the history of markets, when we pick, I'm going to go to 2008. 2008, the housing crisis, right, with the mortgages and all that stuff. All the signs were pointing that there was a crash. All the signs were pointing there's a problem. Look, we had a trading company go bankrupt, for Christ's sake. So they all knew it was there. Everybody knew there was a problem. But it just, everybody went, okay. Yeah, we're okay. Everything's fine. The
Yeah.
market went up. The market went up. The market went up. The market went up. It's like, what the fuck is going on? If you watch The Big Short, you'll see, Michael, but there's manipulation. This is crazy. It should be coming down.
Yeah, it was
And
a
they
huge
kept
bubble.
yeah, they kept pumping it up. They kept pumping it up because they didn't want it to go down. Then finally, the bubble broke. The bubble burst. The stack of cards came crashing down, and people were lost. Right? People lost money, and it became a big thing. And to me, it's like this is the same thing we're seeing. You know, we had a slight little drop. That drop that we talked about many weeks ago, right? I had said, yes, there's going to be a pullback. There's going to be a correction, right? And I plotted the correction, but the question, well, how long? What? I don't know, 6, 8 months. I don't know. It'll take its time to get down there. It got there in less than 3 weeks. This is where I'm like, holy crap! Right now, what is that? Is that a sign, or is that an anomaly? Which means it's going to go back up again. I'm going to share a chart with you with the S&P 500 if I can do that.
So we're going now to the charts. Let's go. And what's going on with gold?
Oh, we'll have a look. Do you guys have the chart? Do you see it?
Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Yes. We are in the S&P. Yes.
Yeah, S&P, right? So, just hold on. I've got to take a drink of water. I've marked off some stuff here. So I'm going to go to the monthly. This is the weekly. And I originally marked this area off right here. This is where I believed the market was going to go originally, right? And I expected it to take its,
Sometime.
I
Yeah.
didn't expect it to happen I mean, this is 2 months. It's like less than 2 months. And look at this big rejection here. Look at this big, look.
It's very,
See
very like beautiful, no? How it literally takes the other that level. Yeah.
Oh, the level of
Yeah.
hitting there, and then
Yeah.
I know it's pretty amazing, right? Yeah, it's incredible. My ego is flying right now, but that's beside the point. But the thing is that look at this correction.
Yeah.
So this correction is a correction of this went down too far, too fast. Sorry, right? So everyone's saying, oh, the market's back. No, the market is not going to be back in any shape or form until it comes up here and stays up here. I've got ranges here, right? We're working in ranges. Now, this hasn't closed on the monthly. I get it, right? But to me, this is just a correction from this big, large dip, right? So if I go to the weekly,
So it's
I
almost like
can find it,
a hammer, or what was it called? That type of candle.
well, it hasn't
Pin
closed yet, so it's not a candle yet because it hasn't closed. It's still got another 7 days of trading to close the month, right? So right now, that's not really anything.
Okay.
So this is the weekly where we've got a Fibonacci sequence too. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. 2 candles to the right caused that swing, went up, and then it came crashing down. Now this again is a big, huge drop. It needed to correct, but look, it kept going to fulfill, and then it snapped back up, right? And it just kept going. This is Trumpy talk here, right? And then this boom. But here's the key, guys. Here's the key, right? This is the B. This is the low, right? I'm going to put something on that low right there. This is the B low. It did not even touch that B low. Did not get above that B low. Did everybody see that? Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It created a high, right? And then came back, opened again. It tried up. Look, it didn't even reach the high again. It didn't even reach that. It's come back again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, in my mind, I'm going to measure this just so you guys know what I like to look at, right? There is a 50%. It's a little bit off there. Just hold on a sec. Oh, that's correct. That's correct. Oh, I think I drew this incorrectly. There's the 50% of this candle, right? This is coming here. This is another range, right? This is the bottom of this range from this black to this blue. Does that make sense?
Can you repeat that?
So this blue line right here is the
Mm,
50% retracement to this candle, this weekly candle, right? We're
okay.
above it.
Mm-hmm.
So the range that's formed is from this B or
Yeah.
this high right here and this 50%. There's the range right here,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? Now the overall range is from here and to this bottom here,
Mm-hmm.
the two black, right? If it gets above this, then the range is this blue and this one. You can see March 25th, 50%.
Mm-hmm.
This is weekly 50%, right? So we form these. So what do I believe is happening is that this range from here to here, the market is going to go between there, up and down for a while before it figures out where it's going to go. Now, a couple of reasons why I say that, right? A new swing is to form from this high right here, right? We have a swing, right? Now this is the C of this swing, A, B, C, and then this is the D. And now this is possibly the D. But for this low to be the D, we need two candles to the right. However, but I don't like to see a swing that only has three lows. One, two, three. I want another low. So that means I believe this is going to come down here and create another low before we get two candles to the right on the weekly. If
Mm-hmm.
I go back to the monthly, I have the same problem because I've only got one, two, three candles. So if I get the weekly coming down to here, I also get a monthly making a new low, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Which will give me one, two, three, four candles. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, and then
So
we will
then,
have
which
an.
I would get another 2 months of candles going through these ranges here.
Mm-hmm.
However, if the market decides to come above this high right here, which
Mm-hmm.
is above this March 2025 50%, I don't believe this swing will be working out, which means this is the current low. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So,
So.
which
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to me. I just don't see the market going down past these lows myself. But I think it's going to be trading within this range area here. And we'll see if this range lowers. And it could lower to this range and then drop down there and then come back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And this will be just a little touch. This will be just a little boom. I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking you out there. And that will be it. And then it will come back up again. Good place to buy? Yes, good place to buy. Good place to buy. But just to mark some things that I would like to confirm, this close, close, open, and low is a good area to mark to have the market close above on a weekly or a daily chart to buy. I wouldn't just buy blindly here. I would wait till this on a daily chart price is closed above. So 492792. If it closes above there, then I would enter.
Do you see any chance of S&P going lower than these levels?
Well, as I said,
I
it
think in
could.
a previous one you said 4,000. It was like the very lowest.
Yeah, I mean, this would be. Whoops, this would be testing the low here, right?
Yeah.
You know, this area right here, I believe, right? 446, but it could test it. I just don't see it coming here. I don't know. I mean, could it test this low here? I don't know. But this one here, I mean, this here, it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the key. This level is the key, and the reason I say that is this will come here and form a swing, and that means we're going to get some up stuff. But is it going to come down and fulfill? Let's do this. Let's speculate because we are speculators.
Yes.
Let's speculate that this is the low here, right? But let's
Yeah.
speculate there is a little bit of low, and I'm going to use the open close as the low that it will form in the new candle. So this is this close and open here, right? So I'm going to say this is going to be that low.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So I put my Fibonacci on there because now I've got that new monthly low. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. So now I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Now I expect when this closes and this does become the low, I'm getting 2 candles going up the other way. And I would mark this level here, as you can see, strong
Mm-hmm.
level, previous week high, as the level that we could get 2 to 3 months going to.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yep.
It could go further, right? Now, if this holds, can this go down? Yes, and where's it going to go down to? More likely to here again.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think it could break and go further? Well, look where it will go if I say it's going to go up here and to this blue area. It's still in with these red lines, right? It hasn't touched the blue area. This will be its target. That's pretty much where I marked off high probability, right? I believe. So could it do that? Yes. Could it go to the blue here? Yeah. So if it goes to this blue level, right, which you've got some close opens and lows here,
Mm-hmm.
and it would hit that blue level, then the market could go to this level, which is more pliable to me, right? That makes more sense. However, there is a thing. In my mind, if I'm thinking logically, if the market decided to go up to this blue level here, which will be above this 50% here, I believe traders will all jump in buying because they think, oh, we're back, we're going, and it'll make a new high. So this could be very scary for me. Now, it could be smart traders will see, hit it, yeah. We're going to get a battle between institutional, bank traders, and retail traders.
Mm-hmm.
Retail traders will jump in to buy here. Professional traders, in my opinion, will see an opportunity to sell. Banks and institutions don't care. They don't care, right? They know the market goes up and down. They know it will make a new high. They know things will happen. But they want to trade. They want to make money. This will be a beautiful opportunity to start selling because they'll have a lot of volatility for people buying, retail traders. And I believe this could come down. Could it come down all the way? I think the point I'm going to get, I think we're going to get a lot of sideways movement. We're not
Yeah.
going to get a real directional movement.
We Shopee Fest.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So, and everything that I talked about is supported with my technical plan of how I like to trade.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's why I stick with it. So there again, there it is. So that's the S&P. So what was the other one you wanted to look at?
You want to look at the gold or my favorite one? You know my favorite one.
Well, I can't get your favorite on here, so
Oh, okay.
well, I'll try. What's going on with the market here? Okay, so I'll hit gold first. Should do the US dollar really too.
And I have a question. Do you think silver follows like gold prices, like kind of laggy? Well,
Yeah, there's a relationship. I
yeah.
mean, when you see gold going up, you see silver going up too. And usually with silver is infrastructure stuff, electronics. Now, I would be a little scared with that because electronics have got the tariffs, and are they going to
Hmm.
make less? Are they, it's touch
Yeah,
and
yeah.
go. We'll look at silver in a minute, but look at gold.
Hmm.
I've even placed my levels there. I haven't marked them, but
Gold to me right now seems like the S&P before the tariffs.
yeah. Now the thing with gold, it's a very politically motivated thing, right, with fear and stuff like that. But I believe this is it's coming down. I believe there's going to be a correction.
Hmm.
I believe that I mean this is the monthly,
Hmm.
right? You got an area here, but if we go to the weekly, the one thing with gold is it does always fulfill its 50%. You have a couple that on it, but if you look at it normally, it does it nicely, right? And this was missed, and it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks for it to fulfill,
Hmm.
but it did fulfill, right? So why do we have such a surge here? We have such a surge because of safety, right?
Yeah.
Fear. U.S. dollar is totally weak. So this is all about the U.S. dollar,
Hmm.
right? So we expect the U.S. dollar to have some possible strength in the
Hmm.
next little while. So could this come down? Right? When we usually have a big blast of gold,
Hmm.
it will correct. So you could look at this chart and find areas of did I have a big movement? Well, you could consider this here a big movement, right? Moved up again, moved up again, right? It tried to come back, right? And it kept going. This was not fulfilled here.
Yeah.
Has not been fulfilled, right? So, but look at this big movement. This big movement went up, but that 50% was filled
Hmm.
by us coming back down. Am I saying this is coming back all that? No, I'm not saying that, guys. I'm just trying to show you how the market likes to react. But look at this. This one here. This was a big move. Look, it came back. Was it 50%? Maybe. I'm not going to measure it, right? But we look for things like, hey, what could happen? Look,
Hmm.
50% wasn't fulfilled on this candle here, but it came back and fulfilled it,
Hmm.
right? So again, I urge all traders, check the charts and see how many weekly candles were fulfilled on their 50%. I'm going to tell you it'll be about 96%.
Hmm.
Even if it's 90,
Hmm.
right? That means for every 100, there's 90 and 10 didn't do it.
Hmm.
Do you like those odds to trade?
Yeah, that sounds good. 90, I'll take it.
Right, right. So you can simplify your trading. Now, the question would be, well, Ash, that's great, but what do I do if it doesn't? How do I do it? How do I actually trade it? Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? And that's why you have to be astute and understand how the market moves. I'm going to explain it on what I would do here. So, in this scenario, I have a weekly candle that has completed, right?
Hmm.
Current week, right? And here it is right here. And I know everybody watching this is probably getting sick and tired of me talking about the 50%. I know, Isaac, you get a little tired of it, but I can't help it, guys. It works. And I keep showing it to you. And one day you guys are going to go, fuck it. Let's simplify it. Where's the 50%? Oh, that's going to be my support. That's going to be my resistance. That's going to be my range from the high to the 50%. That's it. Here we are. This is it right here. There's your high, right? So what do we have here? I don't know what that there for. We'll get rid of it. So I'll get rid of the Fibonacci here, right? So what do we have here? This is the weekly 50%. Previous weekly 50%. Save it. There it is there. And this, well, it's the all-time high, right? All-time high. Right? So we go in here. So this, guys, is the range. This is our range. Right? So now we're going to go to the daily. And we're going to create a little tighter range. See what we can do. Right? So we got an all-time. We got a 50%. Did it hit the 50%? No. Look where it went. Went back up. Rejected. Right? So we still got this range here. So for it to hit this high, what does it have to do? Well, it has to go above this daily close and open. Would you agree? Right? Close and open. But we've also got a close and open here. Right? We got a close. I don't know why that's open already. I don't know why. No. Sometimes when these are closed, they don't represent very well. So just bear with me, right? So we'll look at this as the daily close, right, on this candle. It closed here on the green one, opened here on the red, popped up and came back down, went all the way down and then popped up back to close here. Make sense? All right. So now you've just created a resistance level. That's what you created on the daily chart. You've created a resistance level. Make sense? So here's my question to you. If I've created a resistance level, that now I'm trading down to this support level, what do I need to happen? What are the rules in trading resistance?
That's a question for me?
Yeah, you're the only one here right now. I don't know if everybody else is here, right?
The rules for trading resistance.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to lie, to be honest.
All right. So this resistance level, if you're going to buy, you want to close above the resistance level.
Yes.
If you're selling, you want to close below the resistance level.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
That's the rule.
Okay.
So we first need a close, preferably a daily candle close. That's the first thing, right? So the next daily candle that opens tomorrow, we want it to close before we say, hey, I have an opportunity now to look for a trade.
So you would wait for then the next trading day entirely to happen and see where does it close.
Yes, but I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I will wait. I would do it on a 4-hour.
Okay.
Right. We did have a massive push down here, then it came back up. Right. So there was a rejection, but we still got this 50%. This was a big candle. Is this the correction? Again, we wait. We wait to see what movement we're getting. This could come back and close above here. I'm not doing anything if it's above here, because it's probably going to try and make a new high. But maybe it's just going to make a new high and then come back again. So this area here between the two black lines is called what?
What area?
Called, yeah. This is what I call it, right? This area between the black line and this black line, the high and the close and open, is called the barroom brawl area.
That's a new. That's a new.
Yeah,
concept.
I'm not going to take credit for it.
Okay.
Right? Another trader, mentor, teacher, he called it that. I can't remember his name. Just really good guy, out of Australia, and I just loved the explanation, because if you get above here, this open close, you don't know what's going. You're above the resistance, so you go, I'm going to buy, but hold on, you got a high there. And there's going to be a fight between the bulls and the bears. So it becomes ugly, because what could happen? The market could spike up there and come back down. then it could go here a little bit, and people go, oh, damn it, they chased my stops. You just got a battle going on. You got a barroom brawl going on. Don't get into the barroom brawl, you know. So don't get in that area. And this is when I do my charts. I always mark that. I always tell my students. I always tell my clients, don't get in the barroom brawl. Don't do anything. Be up here closed, but not only closed. When you have an all-time high, if you're above here, you need to close and you need it to go up and come back and test, because you need to test that this is going to hold. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Right? So it's support, but you need it to hold. So now you're getting the low, the low, and then a higher low. And then when the market holds there and then close above the previous candle's close, now you can trade, because now you've confirmed that this is a possible move to the upside. Make sense?
Yeah.
But right now, we're concentrating on placing a sell. So we can go to the 4 hour or the 1 hour, do what you want. Look, starting to get a little wider now. Look at this test. We already had a test, and it held on the 4 hour. Remember I said there, sometimes I'll do it on the 4 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a swing here, have we not? Right? Fibonacci swing.
Mm-hmm.
See how all this stuff that I talk about goes together? So here's the high, here's the low, here's the Fibby swing, here it's hitting resistance, here it's holding. We got one candle, we need another 4 hour candle, and then we're going to wait till it drops. Now, how would I trade this? Well, we want to wait till this other candle forms. We want to wait till it's below this low of this candle 4 and it's broken a trend line. And I'm not going to go further because it's too much information. But the point is that this then will come down here. We can take out our previous weekly 50% and go further to hit this target, or go further to hit this level right here. Make sense?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
And we've got more 50% we can go after, but they're on the 4 hour. But we started at the higher time frame to mark the range, right? So the range is this. You can just simply trade to that range. You don't have to trade the Fibonacci swing. You don't have to. You can just go, yeah, as long as I hit this, I'm good, I'm getting out. What will tend to happen if the market hits this? It's gonna retrace a little bit. So it could retrace all the way back there. You can get back in and trade it back down. You can do the same thing, go up to the higher part here, wait till it closes again, and then trade it back there. You could probably have 3 trades here. Now, what if it closes below the 50%? I want to see what this second one is here first. I didn't write it in. So we're doing this one. Look at this one. So this is a monthly 50% of this of the original candle, but this hasn't closed yet. So this is the proposed. So what if you've done 7 days of trading and you've hit this level, you closed under there, this becomes a 50% month here, this level right here. So this is a good level too, right? Do you understand what I just said? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So this could be another level to trade to. This black line is a close and open. That's a good level too. This 50% has been filled.
Mm-hmm.
This 50% has been filled.
Check.
On the monthly.
Mm-hmm.
But now if I go to a weekly, I don't know why I drew this this line. It should be a black line. There we go. But that's a close and open. Mm-hmm. So there you go, and hopefully that completely made sense to everybody, how I go about things and what I'm looking for in gold. And you can see the test of the resistance level. It closed here, opened up, went down, came back up, tested again. We'll see. It could pop up. It could go here. But this could hold and then come back down again. So here's the lessons guide. Don't trade up if you're closed up here. Right? Don't. This is the no trade zone here. No trade zone. It's called the barroom brawl area. Mm-hmm. In between the 2 black lines.
All right.
No trade zone. Don't trade. You'll cry. This could cause a lot of pain for you, right? So we're waiting to close and stay closed beneath here. So now on the 4-hour, we've got some action here. So on the 4-hour, we want to make sure, I want this low here. I want to close. See these two lows? Probably this low here. I want the market to come and close below this low on the 4-hour. And if it's closed on the 4-hour, I'm entering and I'm trading to here. It's a small trade. It's not a big trade. But I'm a Fibonacci guy, so my trade would be I'm entering and I'm trading to here. I'm trading to this D extension right here. Boom. That's it. That will be my trade for gold. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right. Well,
All right. So we're at. Should we end there? 10:36.
Yeah,
I think it's a good place to end.
Yeah, I think it's a good time. Good. Thanks. Like always.
Yeah, no worries. So I got those two. I get those two articles. I got the one on can Trump fire Powell, and I got that one of what is the ultimate goal or what is the ultimate plan.
Yeah.
Speculation, of course, guys. Right? Is like one thing you guys have to remember. Anybody listening to this, we talk about things. I give my insights. Isaac gives his insights. What he's thinking. You have to understand one thing, and you're all this. We're all speculators. We're speculating of what we see. I went through this chart and I place levels. You know I love levels. And I place Fibonacci. You know I love Fibonacci. And I use those to guide my trade. If I place the trade here and I'm at a low and my stop loss is above this high and I lose, I lose. But just look at this high here. So from here to here, so my risk is here, but look at my return.
Yeah, it's good.
Big return, right? That's a 5-to-1 return. That's how you should trade. Be patient for the rules, and yeah.
All right.
All right, be safe out there, guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you
and
next
look,
week,
if you have any questions, get them in. What
All
questions?
All right, Ashley, take care.
Isaac. See you later. Take care, buddy. Bye.